You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Hello, and welcome to episode 83 of the Soul Forge podcast.
Welcome to the Soul Forge, a place of silent mystery, quiet contemplation, and outright mayhem. Join your host, Shawn as he guides you through the adventures of living. Together, we'll talk about life and love, sex and dating, joy and heartache, memories and loss, and so much more. Don't worry, it's not nearly as pretentious as it sounds. Get ready for life, the universe, and everything on the Soul Forge.
Hey, it's Shawn,
And Tracy.
and we're here to entertain the heck out of you folks.
Oh, yeah, we are.
That's what we do, right?
I hope so.
Me too.
Yeah, that's the whole idea.
Because sometimes I'm afraid they're not entertained.
I think you have consistent listeners,
I think so.
right?
I hope so.
Not a huge number, but still fairly consistent.
We can always use more listeners,
Of course.
but we definitely appreciate the ones we already have.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. We
Actually,
appreciate the heck out of you.
we do. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so now that that's out of the way, what we're going to talk about today, at least what we're going to start off talking about, because we sat and deliberated for what seems like hours on what the heck to talk about
I
today.
kind of think it was ours.
It feels like hours.
Yeah.
Because we just went to Wacky Wings for dinner and had a nice evening, or
Yep.
afternoon, I guess,
Whatever.
whatever it was.
Time. Nice
Yeah,
time.
we had a good time going out for dinner, because I don't think we've ever done that before, have we?
We did one time.
Did we one time before?
Yeah. At Wacky Wings.
Oh, I guess we like our Wacky Wings, don't we? Yeah, you're right, we did do that.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
okay. But yeah, anyway, we talked about it and talked about it.
And we actually had a really good conversation, which we should have recorded.
Probably. We should have brought the recording stuff to Wacky Wings.
But it's loud in there,
Yeah.
and there's music, and
It would have been hard to hear.
it would have been.
Yeah.
So that is not what we're here for.
No.
We're here for good quality audio.
Yes.
So let's see what we can do on
Which
this
seems
episode.
very professional this week to me because
The microphone.
we should actually take a picture. Shawn and I are sitting on the floor with
the microphone between us.
between us on a chair. So it's like higher than it usually is, and it just seems a lot more professional. It's actually closer to me, so I'm going to turn the chair a little wee bit because you need to be louder.
I
There we
need to
go.
be louder?
Yeah, I need to be less loud.
Oh, okay. All right. So what we basically settled on is fear.
Yeah.
Not irrational fear, because I did that episode with the clip show with all the people.
That was cool. I liked that. That was
Yeah,
good.
I haven't done a clip show in a while.
Yeah, maybe we should do that soon.
I have to think of a good topic for it. If our listeners have an idea for a clip show, they can email us soulforgepodcast
Yeah.
at gmail.com.
At gmail.com.
Yeah.
Or put a message on our Facebook page.
Ooh, or tweet us at soulforgepod.
Yeah.
Yes, any option is great. We definitely appreciate our listeners.
Absolutely.
Got a couple recent comments from Richard from Australia.
Oh, what did Richard say?
Oh, the power just went out.
Yeah.
That was weird.
That was weird.
But it's not stopping our recording because
No.
that's an independent system.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank goodness.
Wow, that's
I wonder if
happened.
it was the storms messed up something somehow.
It's been snowing like crazy, so
Yeah,
that
it
wouldn't
has.
surprise me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, back to Richard from Australia.
Yeah.
He was commenting on different links, both on Rusted Robot and on Soulforge podcasts.
Oh, okay.
But I hadn't heard from him for a while, so I was wondering, Richard, have you left? where you been, buddy?
Where's Richard?
Yep, but he's back.
Good.
So he always makes a nice comment on the episode links.
Good.
So just wanted to acknowledge that.
Thank you, Richard.
Yep, he's one of my consistent listeners for both podcasts.
Oh, good.
And it's always nice to hear from him.
Absolutely.
And he did tell me for the last episode, the tarot card reading, I kept calling it tarot card,
Oh.
and it's
Yeah.
tarot card.
Tarot.
And I think I knew that, but he pointed it out for me specifically. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? I think I was even going to mention that on the episode, that you can say it tarot or tarot. But,
Okay.
But
Is it like a personal preference
well,
kind of thing? Or?
I think because it's a French word, it should be tarot.
Okay.
And I kept saying tarot because that's how it's spelled.
Yes, it is. Yeah, there's a T at the end.
Yeah. So it's always nice to get feedback.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, we love to hear from the listeners in any way.
In any way, shape, or form. That's right. So this week, we had Sunday morning coffee club.
Yeah.
You came over.
I did.
It was nice.
That was my first coffee club.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Yes, because what I've been trying to do is every Sunday around 11 o'clock is have people come over and drink my coffee.
Yeah.
But it's not just to drink my coffee.
No.
It's to be social.
Yeah.
Bring people together who don't normally hang out or know each other.
Yeah.
And it's been going for a couple months now, I think. And it's really nice because it's always different people every time.
Good.
And the various combination of the people and the interactions, it's pretty neat.
It was great. Some
And-
good conversation.
Definitely.
I don't know if anybody's going to be hearing this, but I'm just turning around so I can look at Shawn a little easier. It's easier to talk that way.
Oh, the
and
power,
the power went out again.
I don't like this at all. This is not good.
No. No, it's weird.
Yeah. I wonder if the microphone can pick up the popping sound of whatever's
Maybe. Or the beeping. The
Of the-
computer just coming back on.
computer rebooting.
I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway, back to Sunday
Yeah.
morning coffee
Sunday
club.
morning coffee.
What I'd like to do eventually is maybe record some of those conversations for the podcast as well.
Yes, and we mentioned that yesterday when we were talking,
Mm-hmm.
that whatever it was that we were talking about would make a good conversation for the podcast, and we didn't get to it. So.
We didn't. Other
Yeah.
things happened, and
Yeah.
life happens, and sometimes you forget to record and whatever. But we were talking about fashion, specifically fashion that we would like
Yeah.
to bring back.
We were.
Like you mentioned, I think it was you mentioned you saw a guy wearing a top hat.
Yes.
Here in town?
It was, I don't know, probably about 4 or 5 years ago. And it was in the winter. A guy was walking down one of the main streets here in town, Riverside Drive, and he was wearing a top hat. And other than that, he was dressed, for the weather and whatnot. And I just thought, you know what? That is super fantastic that he is wearing it and he looks confident and comfortable. And I just loved that. And I actually think I even posted on Facebook. That's how much it affected me. I was just so proud of this person that I didn't even know for being different and being okay with it.
Like
So-
he wasn't wearing shorts and a wife beater and a top hat.
No.
He was wearing appropriate clothing that
Yeah.
went with the top hat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Like, it was wintertime, so I'm assuming he had a winter coat and whatnot. Like,
Oh,
it wasn't
It wasn't summertime.
like he was dressed in a 3-piece suit or anything, but I don't know. I just loved it. It was great.
But he wore it with confidence.
Yeah.
And that's actually what Karen was talking about yesterday. There's two ways you can do it. You can wear the thing, whatever it may be, and be uncomfortable with it, or you wear it with the confidence, and people look at you and they're like, you know what, that person's cool, because otherwise
Right.
they think, well, that person's wearing something from the 1700s. They're crazy,
Right.
because steampunk stuff comes back into fashion,
Yeah.
and people wear the goggles, or they'll wear a vest with all the buckles, or
Yeah.
whatever on there.
Whatever comes into fashion at whatever time, it's, yeah.
And all that stuff is very acceptable at Halloween, or
Yes.
at a costume ball,
Right.
or a comic book convention of some kind.
Yeah.
But for the most part, people are always very conservative and don't like to express their individuality. Because they're afraid of the reactions of the other people.
Right. People tend to conform.
People tend to conform so that they don't stand out,
Right.
they don't get made fun of, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And there is a very specific item of clothing that I've been dying to bring back for about 20 years. And I'm going to tell the listeners what it is right after this promo for another podcast right here on the ESO Network.
Are you looking for a podcast that's a little bit out of the ordinary, a little bit crazy, and a little bit on the rambunctious side? Well, if I got something for you, it's called Vitamin Geek Podcast. My name's Corey Keelan. I'm the host and creator of Vitamin Geek Podcast, and I'm here to invite you to listen to my show. Each episode, I'm coming to you with whatever I think is important at the time. Maybe it's a new movie, maybe it's a comic book, maybe it's horror, maybe it's drag queens, who knows? I love to talk, and I just love to get you guys involved in the conversation. I invite you all to check out my Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Vitamin Geek Podcast. I would love to hear your feedback. So please join me and check us out here, Vitamin Geek Podcast, here on the ESO Network.
How was that promo?
Excellent.
Don't you just want to check out that podcast?
Yes.
Yeah, you do.
I will today.
You should.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Okay.
It's one of my favorites. Okay.
Okay.
So what was I talking about? What was I teasing?
You are about to tell us what item of clothing that you've been wanting to bring back.
For about 20 years,
Yeah.
I've had this great desire to bring back the cape.
Cape.
Yes. Not like,
Like Batman?
Not like a Batman cape.
Okay.
More like what the sophisticated people in the Renaissance period might have worn. Not maybe like a Darth Vader cape. More like a Lando Calrissian cape.
I don't know who that is.
He's also from Star Wars.
Okay.
He's the guy who runs Cloud City, played by Billy D. Williams. He's Han Solo's smuggler friend.
Okay.
He wears a cape.
Okay. All right. Anyway,
and
he wears a cape.
It's a short cape.
Yep.
And it goes with his outfit.
Uh-huh.
And nobody mentions the cape.
Okay.
He just pulls it off, and it looks good.
Right.
And
He's confident.
he's confident, so he can pull it off.
Right.
Not everybody can just wear a cape. Like
No.
I always think, I really want to wear a cape,
Uh huh.
and I would feel ridiculous because nobody else is wearing a cape.
Right.
So
So you wouldn't feel comfortable, confident.
I wouldn't.
No.
No, because I guess my level of confidence is not there to back up the wearing of said cape.
Right.
So what do I do in this case?
I don't know, Shawn. What will you do?
Do I just not wear a cape? Do I hope other people start wearing capes and then I can wear a cape? Do I not worry about it?
Or are you a pioneer?
A trendsetter, if you will.
Yeah.
Well, just the other night on the Golden Globe Awards,
Yes.
I saw a picture of some dude wearing like a nice suit with a cape.
And it was super fancy schmancy.
Yeah, his suit.
It went together.
It did. His suit was like a golden beige, and
Okay.
his cape was right down to the floor, and it was billowy. It had flowers on it. So did his suit. It was the same color, but inside it was pink.
Oh, okay.
So
I
really
didn't remember
flashy,
that. Okay.
flashy and flamboyant.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what?
Is that what you want to wear? Flashy and flamboyant?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
It could be more subdued, subtle. Just I like the idea of a cape.
Okay.
And this guy here, he's a celebrity, so he can be more eccentric and stuff.
True.
But it really looked good.
Yes.
So maybe capes are coming back into fashion because I saw another picture of a guy on a runway wearing a black suit with
Okay.
a shorter black cape.
Oh,
So maybe they're finally coming back into fashion.
hopefully.
I don't know.
They're pretty freaking cool.
I love them.
Yeah, I do too.
You know what I did?
Tell me.
Okay. There's an app.
Uh-huh.
It's called Wish.com,
Okay.
and they ship all this stuff from China. And you
Okay.
can get almost anything on there. You can get toys, you can get tools, you
Really?
can get electronics.
I've never tried that.
Oh, it's an app for your phone,
I'll have to do
and it's usually pretty cheap.
that. Okay.
I believe it all comes from China, and I ordered a cloak.
A cloak. Tell me the difference between a cloak and a cape.
Well, the difference is a cloak has a hood,
Oh.
and I think that's the only difference.
Okay.
I ordered I believe it was a light gray cloak.
Fancy.
It has a hood
Yep.
and a leather drawstring for your neck,
Ooh.
so it doesn't fall off your shoulders.
Like it.
They don't have arms.
Okay.
It's just a piece of fabric that drapes
Right.
over you, and the cloak has the hood.
Nice.
What
I like the hood.
Yeah, it'll keep you a little bit warmer.
Yeah.
And it was only $15.
Nice.
And when you order the thing on the app, it says
Mm-hmm.
you just saved however much money that they would compare it to.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it said I saved $115.
Wow.
Yeah, because this past This past fall,
Mm-hmm.
me and the Klingons went to Thunder Bay for ThunderCon,
Yes.
and there was a booth selling cloaks and capes,
Okay.
and they were in the hundreds of dollars.
Really?
So they're not cheap, and you can make them out of all kinds of various material.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And
From silky and smooth to warm and whatever.
Wool and whatnot. Josh, my co-host on the Rusted Robot podcast, made a cloak for his wife Kitty.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because
Yep.
she's always cold.
Okay.
So it's some kind of woolly something or other fabric,
Uh-huh.
and she loves it.
Was it sewn?
I think he sewed it up. Yeah,
cool.
yeah. I'm not 100% sure how he did it because I wasn't there,
Probably,
but she was quite proud of it.
Yeah, I bet.
And I think we were actually talking about it on the last Rusted Robot podcast too.
Oh.
Because I often bring up capes and cloaks. It's a thing that I do.
It's something that's been on your mind for 20 years, so
Approximately.
yeah.
Maybe not exactly 20.
About.
About that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when we were talking about it at Coffee Club the other day,
Yeah.
you were asking me, what kind of cape would you wear? And I said, well, I don't know. Maybe a nice purple one with gold trim.
Yeah.
Sewing. But that's a little bit too fancy.
But why did you want that?
Because it's an image in my head of, what was the guy's name? Londo from Babylon 5. He wore very regal clothes.
Yes.
And purple is a royal color. And it really stands
So
out.
you wanted to be like a king.
Kind of. But I don't want to stand out either.
Right.
So that's why I got the gray cloak.
Right.
So,
Yeah. And you showed me a picture. And it is very kind of, it's like, I guess you would call it a casual cloak.
yeah,
Maybe.
it's not fancy.
No.
It looks very utilitarian.
Yeah.
But I think it'll go good with my Klingon outfit.
Yeah.
Yes. Because
So maybe you can put the picture that you showed me
on the Facebook page.
on the Facebook page.
Because
Yeah.
I've already put it on Instagram,
Oh, that's right.
which is at Darth Vader look.
Right. So the listeners can check it out there.
So
I can't wait till it comes in.
I know.
I'll take a video of you and we can share it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it usually takes a few months for stuff from Wish to come in.
Oh, really?
Because it's on the slow boat from China.
Oh.
So, and that's
I
not.
guess that's why it's cheaper.
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't know if they have some kind of big warehouse or if it's a bunch of different sellers or how it works, but it takes months to come in sometimes. So
Interesting.
yeah, but I've ordered like dice. I've ordered keychains. I've ordered other things, and it always comes in.
Just
but
takes a while.
takes a while.
Now, is there any sort of like tracking method on this, or
No,
do you just wait?
you just wait. There's no tracking.
Now, just so the listeners know, Wish is not a sponsor.
I wish they were. I wish we had some sponsors.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yes, but no, they're not. But after our conversation at Coffee Club about the cape and the cloak and the confidence and the fear and whatnot, I was like, you know what? I've wanted one forever, and this could really go good with my Klingon uniform. So I said, you know what, to myself, I said, Shawn, you need to order this thing.
Yeah.
So Shawn said,
Shawn ordered
Shawn,
it.
you're right. No, I didn't actually have that kind of conversation, but I could have.
Right. So when this cloak comes in, you're going to wear it with your Klingon outfit for Klingon outings.
Yes.
Are you going to wear it elsewhere?
That's where the fear comes in.
Right.
I would like to,
Uh-huh.
and I might,
Yeah.
because it's a gray. So if I wore it with I don't know what kind of clothes, but on a cooler day where I don't want to wear a jacket necessarily, but I want to be protected from the wind, I might.
Right.
And I'll just say, you know what? Screw it. I don't care what people think.
I think you
I'm,
should.
I'm wearing this freaking cloak.
Yes.
So,
Do it.
and I think a cloak would be more acceptable than a cape per se.
Because capes, well, not always longer, but usually longer.
Yeah.
And this one's like would go to your knees, right?
Yeah, I think this one
Ish,
is
I
pretty.
guess.
It's pretty long from what I remember from the picture, and this reminds me of the time I really, really wanted a trench coat.
Okay.
Yeah, you laugh, as you should.
Because when I think of a trench coat, I think of a flasher. I don't know.
Well, that's the standard image. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So this was, how old was I? Probably 22, and
Okay.
I had gotten a Mopar trench coat from my mom and stepdad for Christmas.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's really cool. It was heavy leather, and it was probably really expensive.
Wow.
And stepdad Bill had worked at the Dodge dealership, so
Okay.
that's where he got the Mopar stuff from, all the parts and whatever.
Right.
And I was like, you know what, that's really cool. I don't know if I'll ever wear it.
Uh-huh.
But I wore it on the bus once,
Yeah.
and I just felt so ridiculous. But I wore it out in public,
Yep.
and I did it, and I was like, I'm never doing this again.
No.
And then I gave it to my younger brother.
Aw.
Yeah, I couldn't.
You were very self-conscious.
Very self-conscious, especially at 22.
Do you think you're more confident now?
Somewhat.
Confident enough to wear a cape
I don't know.
or a cloak?
Well, I ordered the thing,
Yeah.
so we'll see how it goes. I can definitely wear it with a costume,
Yes.
but as part of a regular,
everyday outfit.
I don't know.
I think you could do it.
See, I would have to pull off the confidence.
Yeah. What do you think, listeners? Do you think Shawn should wear this cloak when he gets it in?
That's the question.
Yeah.
Because I'm posting a bunch of videos on YouTube as we produce them, I guess.
Okay.
We just produced one before
did?
we started recording.
Yep.
And we're going to put that up. I showed you one from New Year's Eve last year where I'm drunk out of my gourd. And
I love it.
it's only 16 seconds long, but it's me singing along, well, kind of singing along, to the Vinyl's "I Touch Myself,"
Yeah.
the classic song from 1991.
It's a great little clip.
It's a great little clip,
Yeah.
and I'm not on tune at all,
So,
and I'm not even going along with the music. I think I'm slightly off, But I came across the clip recently in the past week,
Yeah.
and I put it on Instagram the other day. And I was like, and I had it for a week on my phone. I'm like, am I going to do this or not? Because it's pretty freaking ridiculous.
It is kind of ridiculous, but it's also fun.
Yeah, because people don't let their fun side show enough
Yeah.
because they're afraid.
They're fun, like, different side. I mean, like you said, you're not necessarily in tune. You're not necessarily with the music, but you did it anyway. So you didn't care. And I love that it's not perfect and you show it anyway.
But I put it on Instagram instead of Facebook because Instagram is less personal, I find.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. I
'Cause-
agree with that. I tend to post more...
Risky stuff on the Instagram.
Yeah, not that I really post anything risky, I guess, but anyway, maybe I should.
Maybe you should. Like what? What do you have that's risky?
Nothing I can think of.
All
at the
those
moment.
topless photos that you have?
No, I definitely do not have any of
Oh,
those.
okay. I figured you and
Not yet.
you and your husband would have taken some bedroom photos.
No.
No, for your own
No.
personal collection.
No.
You wouldn't put those on Instagram,
No.
but you could.
But I've never even taken those.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know a lot of people who have actually. But on Instagram, there's a thing that I follow called The Bearded and the Babes. And they always have a different theme for every day, like Sexy
Okay.
Saturday or Stalker Saturday or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's usually pictures of guys showing their chest and their beard and girls with their boobs hanging out.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of that.
Like complete bare boobies?
Well, they don't. They put
Okay, so no nipples.
like their hands are over their,
Oh, okay.
or they'll put like they'll Photoshop it so nothing shows.
Right.
But
Okay.
there's not very much to the imagination. But I can't imagine them doing that on their Facebook,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know. And I think Facebook is kind of like a dying...
It's for the old people apparently,
Yeah.
because younger people don't use it.
Not really.
But we
I think two of my kids have Facebook, and they go on it and look, but they never post anything. They may like something here or there, but that's it.
because it's our generation.
Yeah,
It's the 40-year-olds
yeah.
around
But I
there.
think younger kids are a lot more likely to post that shit. They have the confidence. I don't know where they got it from, because I didn't have any kind of confidence when I was that age. But
They grew up in the social media era.
true.
So they have their Instagram and their
Mm-hmm.
Snapchats and other things that I'm too old to even know about.
Me
so,
too.
so because they've lived their whole life online, they don't have that specific fear.
True.
So they would probably wear capes and cloaks because they
Yeah,
don't care what
you're
anybody
right.
thinks.
You're absolutely right.
And us, who were made fun of
Mm-hmm.
back in the 80s and whatnot, for being a little bit different, per se,
Yeah.
we have that shame or that shyness or
Yeah.
whatever. Like when I was talking about in that other episode where I didn't raise my hand, who likes Star Trek here
Right.
at university. I
Yeah.
can't remember what episode that was.
Yeah.
Or even if it was this podcast or the other one.
I think it was this one. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so it's a different era, different generation.
Yeah.
They're not afraid.
Very true.
And maybe they should be more afraid. I don't know.
I don't know either. Because I find most generations think the generation following them is doing it wrong.
Yeah.
But it tends to be, if you look in history, it tends to be that they've made progress, not regressed.
Exactly.
So it's just different.
You kids and your newfangled ideas.
Right. Yeah.
So you know what? I think I'm going to say screw it and just wear the cloak
Yes.
and be done with it
Yeah.
and stop being afraid of everything. Like I'm afraid to travel. I'm afraid to quit my job that I've been at for 12 years
Yeah.
because a certain amount of institutionalization is set in.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'd like to try other
And
things.
comfort, right? Like,
Yeah. Like the job sucks.
yeah.
But-
it does suck.
Yeah, who wants to deliver the mail in minus 40 weather or the rain
Or
plus
today when it's snowing and blowing and miserable.
plus 40 weather? There's like 10 good days a year,
Yeah.
but I'm comfortable in it
Yeah.
because I know what to expect. I've got my own route. I know what my pay is going to be roughly every 2 weeks. And I just know. And it's not fun, it's not good, but
I don't know.
I'm secure.
Maybe you should look at other options.
I should definitely look at other options.
Yeah.
I just have to be less afraid.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Be less afraid.
do you have any big fears? Rational fears like this?
I have all kinds of fears.
Yeah?
Most of them revolve around my kids.
Well, that's understandable.
I think that's kind of normal. Fears of being alone, also kind of normal.
Yep, that's true. Which leads us to make silly decisions in relationships sometimes.
Yeah,
That's true.
definitely. I fear that people won't like me.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You?
Yes.
Wow.
I worry about that a lot. And I think it's kind of my anxiety, but I think that people that are talking and laughing, they're talking and laughing about me.
Oh, I get that. I feel that way sometimes too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like pretty much every time there's a conversation that I'm not a part of,
Yeah.
I think that they're talking about me in a negative way.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
It's it's the same thing with well, similar, I guess, because I invite everybody over for Sunday morning coffee club.
Mm-hmm.
Do I get invites to go anywhere? No. Do people not like me? I don't know. Maybe they just don't have the same need to bring people together like I do.
Right.
Maybe they're afraid to put themselves out there,
Maybe.
but I don't know.
I don't know.
So, do people not like me?
I like you.
Oh, I like you too.
I've
So,
invited you over,
you have.
but usually we record here now, so you don't come over as much.
Right, because the dogs are loud
And the dogs are
they interrupt the recording.
And I don't think you like the dogs, so I don't know.
Oh, no. I like your dogs. I just don't like them jumping up on me.
Yeah, in which they do.
They do.
They do.
But,
They're jumpy.
but they're good when they're laying down.
Yeah.
But when I come over, apparently they don't.
Well, not for a while anyway.
Yeah. Maybe I just have to come over more so they get used to me.
Maybe.
I don't know.
That might
We,
work.
we don't live that far away, like 30 seconds.
I
So,
know.
so it's all good.
Soon. You can come over again soon.
There you go.
I'll have you over for supper again.
Ooh, perfect.
Yeah.
That sounds
And I'll
good.
give you leftovers again.
Nice. Just
Yeah.
like last time.
Yeah.
That was awesome. All right. So we've established that we just have to get over our fears.
Yeah.
But everybody has fears.
Yes.
Whether they're rational, irrational, unfounded or not,
Yeah.
it's just a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Fear of change.
Oh.
Sorry, I know you're trying to wrap this up, and I always do this to you
You
when
do.
you're doing that. But I'm a slow thinker. That's all. I'm a slow thinker. Fear of change is, I think, so like you were talking about the job thing,
Yeah.
but it can be for anything. It can be where you live. It can be your job. It can be a relationship. It can be in your routine. So many things,
people
and it can be such a small thing, but
people don't like change.
people do not like
They're
change.
afraid of it.
And I've always tried to embrace change just because I wanted to be different.
Mhm.
And it's come to the point that, I think because of my anxiety and my depression and whatever mental illness struggles I've had, I was talking with a friend yesterday and she said, structure is really important.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always had a hard time with structure. I don't know how I'm talking about this. I'm going off topic, but
It's all good. Structure like
structure as in like your day. You structure your day. You have like a routine. I guess.
breakfast is at 7:30.
Right.
Work starts at 9.
Right. So I do not like the idea of it. And the times that I've tried to do that, and then let's say I go half the day following the structure, and then the next part of it I don't, then that makes me even more anxious.
Because you've thrown off the routine.
Right. So I guess that's a kind of a fear.
So you don't like routine, but you need it.
Right.
It's kind of
Yeah.
a dichotomy.
Sure.
How's that for a $10 word?
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm going to Google it after.
Okay. Because I can't really explain it.
Okay.
It just means the difference, a juxtaposition, if you will.
Okay.
There's another $10 word. You were talking about that
You're
book.
spot on today.
So, not bad, right?
Yeah.
You were talking about that book where the guy was, what was it called again?
The Fifth Agreement.
Right, where just get to the point, dude. Quit using all this flowery,
Right.
fancy language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really annoying, actually. I find myself getting really frustrated with the author because it's just too roundabout.
He wants to show off his education.
Yeah.
Right. And just
Yeah.
get over yourself.
Mhm.
Quit being afraid of looking dumb and just say the thing.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So he was afraid too.
Maybe.
So he has to pad his language. There we go. I think we discovered it.
I think we did.
But he has a good message, you said?
Yes. Well, so far. I'm not that far into it, but
Right.
from what I've read so far.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I appreciate you coming by and recording an episode with me that we weren't sure what we were going to record about, but here it is, and I think it turned out pretty well, actually.
I think it was pretty good too. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll see you next time.
We will see you next time. So until then, check out the Facebook page, the YouTube channel,
Yep. We're going to have a video.
Instagram,
Yep.
Twitter,
Mhm.
and
Or you can email us.
soulforgepodcast@gmail.com. And until next time, remember, when something scares you, it means it's worth it. This has been another episode of the Soul Forge Podcast. Find us on Twitter at SoulForgePod or email the show via soulforgepodcast@gmail.com. Soulforge is a production of Shawn Vanderloo and Friends. You can find Shawn on Twitter and Instagram at Darth Vaderloo. Remember to visit soulforgepodcast.com for all of our social media links and share the show with everyone you know. Thanks for stopping by the Forge. We'll keep the fires lit until your next visit.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping through Amazon.com or the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.